name is Edna Rebeca Toro Garza, and my IB number is 000-611-0014, and I study in the Tecnológico de Monterrey, Campus Eugenio Garza Sada. The picture that I received is this, where we can see a scientist that is looking through a microscope, watching a sample or something like that can be biomolecules or some organic thing. And the caption I got is discovering the world or life. I will relate it to the topic of science and technology because since the beginning of the human race, he's trying to discover the world and the significance of it. So the science and the technology is the way the human tries to do it. I mean, you try to understand the physics or things like that to understand the world. And the science have been related in some English-speaking countries to personalities like Einstein, Newton, or people like that it's great or overwhelming. And I don't think that. I think that the science is everywhere nowadays because when we do an investigation or something like that, we are ever applying science, especially in countries like the United States where the science is really close to the studies. Like in universities of like MIT, Harvard, Stanford, or whatever you like, they are studying science to solve problems, and that's why we get technology. So we get new discoveries that can help us to find solutions to problems like cancer or something like that. The science is now getting like a leisure, and the people is starting to, how do you say it? The people is starting to help the world just because they want it. It's not like we are trying to solving problems like Hawkins that now is solving problems that are even not related with our world, and maybe we are not going to see them, like the black holes or something like that. I mean, the science is something that can help you a lot to cure smallpox, cancer, SIDA, whatever. VA, I don't know. But however, the new discoveries can bring problems like Oppenheimer and his nuclear bombs at the United States. So, okay.
So you mentioned that science it's very used, to discover cures for illness and everything, and that science is implied in everything. Do you think that in the future science will be more used now than before? I mean, science has always been important, but do you think that now in modern times science will be very important?
I think there are periods of times when there are a stage of times where we use a lot of the science, and then we don't. But that's that's a cultural problem or something like that, like the Inquisition or something like that. But generally, we are starting to use more the science every day. Like now when you are walking, you can start thinking about inertia or momentum or things like that. And that were things that some time ago you can't do it because you didn't have the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that when we walk more into the science pattern or way, we can start to use it more in our life, yes.
So you're saying that when you know more about science, you start using it more, so...
It's like using a toy. When you know it more, you can start to enjoy it the most, or something like that. I don't know what I'm saying.
So yeah, so now we know more about science, so now we use it more. And you think that science will eventually become, I don't know, what defines if something is true or false? I mean, we usually go into philosophy and other stuff sometimes, but do you think that now in present times and for the future, science will be the one that defines if something is true or false, now that you were mentioning that?
Yes, and you can see this in the nowadays. when we are trying to solve something, we use science to solve it. I don't know how to explain it, but like when you try to discover why a person is acting like that, you go to the medical area, you are trying to see psychology and things related to science. And before, when we don't have all that knowledge, we used to relate it to things like, I don't know, God or religion. And there used to be more problems, but I just want to say that yes, you are going to relate it more to the science, everything in the life, because we are going to discover their relationship with the patterns and things related to science.
So science is becoming the answer, now the definite answer.
Science have ever been the answer, because when we try to understand something, we use science.
So yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much. It was very interesting.
That's